outstanding, exceptional performance. He was an 8-1 underdog on the Vegas betting scorecards when the fight began. By the 10th round, he was only a 2-1 underdog, and he lost by split decision. That notwithstanding, let's talk about why he did not beat Tyson Fury. And the reason is obvious. He was not able to close the distance as a shorter fighter. He didn't work on bringing his rear foot in. He didn't work on head feints. Supposedly he was working with Mike Tyson. Tyson in his prime would have slip jab, come in there, driven to the body, come underneath. The few times that Ngannou was effective is when he did drop down and throw that turned over beautiful double jab to Tyson Fury's body. The rest of the time, Tyson Fury was just making an example, range fighting him, doing everything that Ngannou should have done, feinting, using this quick rhythm motion, getting under Ngannou's left arm, digging in there, making it a dirty fight, initiating a clinch so that he can punch off the clinch and do all of his nice, clean little, subtly dirty tricks. Not really dirty, but, you know, hitting on the hip pointer, all this stuff that the referee's not really gonna call you for, kind of hitting on the back, all these like holding and hitting, stiff arming, and all these little like kind of subtle fouls that, as Freddie Roach taught us, you know, growing up a wild card, like you do them so fast and then you do another like non-foul technique on top of it, and it all happens in the flow of a fight so fast that the referee's not gonna call a stiff arm or whatever you did right there, even though it's blatantly illegal, just because it's in the flow of so many other techniques and exchanges and so forth. So going forward, beautiful counter left hook by Ngannou to drop Tyson, and he did put good pressure on him in the 7th round or so. And neither of those guys looked like they were in a championship fight. I mean, neither of them were cut up, neither of them got really seriously hit or hurt, even though Tyson did get that flash knockdown to the temple from the left hook. Ngannou needs to work on head movement. He needs to work on slipping, constantly moving forward, or else just coming behind the triple jab, going down to the body and coming upstairs. All of these things that Tyson did in his career, bring that rear foot in with him, closing that 10-foot distance instead of just staying there and letting Tyson Fury tee off on him. I mean, if you think about it, Tyson's a proper geezer, isn't it? He been boxing for a long time, isn't it? You ain't gonna freaking come in there, being the big guy in MMA, you dropped everyone. I mean, everyone think he is quick rhythm fighter. Now we know Ngannou, he's slow rhythm fighter. Him not have quick twitch like Tyson. It's okay, it's just stylistic difference. He not going to change. But even with slow rhythm, Evgeny tell you, and Evgeny know, he have to close distance. If he no use quick rhythm head movement, he have to create pressure behind double or triple jab. Sorry for the accent, guys, just making it fun. But that's the truth. Anybody in boxing will tell you, it's no great mystery. Some bouts, I don't know. I don't know how one fighter could have won the other. When that's the situation, when it's technically over my head, I have no problem telling you, but anyone, even an amateur, could have seen that, man, in that fight, Ngannou just needed to close the distance. He obviously had the power to hurt Fury. We saw that with that first left hook knockdown, and he didn't do anything technically to set up those weapons in terms of head movement, in terms of slipping and ripping, defensive stuff, defense turning into offense. There's gonna be so much that he can work on for the next fight in order to actually give that skinny fat Gypsy King some problems. But Tyson Fury is just so great with those feints and jerks and reaction. Tyson Fury, it's hard to see because he's just so tall, but he's so technically superb and he does everything so well. And in terms of those feints and being in and out and using that range fighting, and Ngannou just looked like a rock, and Tyson Fury was just a bird, just pecking at him and having his way with him. So big up to both fighters, two great men, two great warriors who jumped in there and risked it all. I think now we know Tyson can't really hurt Ngannou. Ngannou can hurt Tyson. It opens up a lot of doors for Ngannou to really train his head movement, train offensive fighting, train how to close that 10-foot gap like Tyson did and actually create pressure and really be on Tyson Fury's chest, which he wasn't. In closing, one thing I'd like to say is the only time that Ngannou really did shake and bake and start to kind of like use some angles and feints and movement and step in with his lead foot and land a jab. He landed one freaking solid jab in the last 30 seconds to Tyson Fury's face really stepped in, bent with the front leg, drove off the rear leg. And it's like, I just looked at the people around me. I was like, why wasn't he doing that the whole fight? And you could even hear it, that smack when a perfect punch lands. And he could have literally doubled up on that jab and just, I mean, they teach us this in the amateurs. And Ngannou wasn't even doing that. He's so used to being this big monster, bigger than the other guys around him, knockout strength, and that super quick punch. So we thought he was a quick rhythm fighter, but he went up against a real quick rhythm fighter, and we find out that he is a slow twitch, slow rhythm fighter. Like I said, that's okay. Not everybody's going to be quick twitch like Tyson Fury, like Mike Tyson. There's guys like, there's heavyweight champions who were slow twitch, who were slow rhythm fighters. So we just have to realize Ngannou is one of those slow rhythm fighters. He's got to take advantage of that. Doesn't mean that he's going to take damage. It doesn't mean that he's slow in reaction. It just means that his rhythmic style is slow as opposed to being fast. That can actually be advantageous. So stylistically, he's got to work on more techniques, closing the distance, causing pressure, cutting off the ring. At some points, you saw him intelligently moving laterally instead of moving in. Hey, I put money on him. I thought that there was a puncher's chance, and I was right. You saw from the left hook. Obviously, in terms of a decision, they were not going to hand it to Ngannou, nor did he deserve it. Other than that 10-8 round for the knockdown and that one pressure round, maybe the 7th round, where he actually showed what he should have done the whole time, putting some pressure on Tyson Fury. But great fight. Two amazing warriors, two amazing human beings who just have such a great story of ascending. I mean, these guys did not have easy lives. Tyson struggled with drug addiction and being suicidal and deep depression, and Ngannou struggled with the deepest poverty that one could imagine, and lifting himself up from that poverty using this sport. So I really say that genuinely. These are two incredible human beings and two incredible life stories, and we as boxing fans obviously can't wait to see them in the ring again. Hopefully, Ngannou, next time you can win, buddy, and hopefully next time you can actually work on head feints, slipping and ripping, coming in behind a triple jab, going low to the body, and then coming up upstairs, Dempsey rolls, all this movement and stuff that we didn't see any of. Just basic boxing, 1-1-2, that beautiful jab that Ngannou landed in the last round, of the 10th round. And it was just one shot. It was a very subtle, small shot, but it was literally the only time he stepped in and connected. And of course, Tyson Fury's an octopus. You can get knocked out by him. He does have that long, lanky, rangy power, so it's understandable why Ngannou would hang back. But I mean, seeing as we saw the power of that left hook knockdown, he has to really kind of go into camp next time, and assuming there's obviously going to be a $1 billion rematch. Ngannou has to learn how to use double and triple jabs to set up that overhand, because by the time it reached Tyson Fury's head, there was just nothing on it. He couldn't even reach him. It was like, eh. And that doesn't even have to do with length and distance. I've been there, sparring against pro fighters who were half my size, and I couldn't reach them because their technique and their speed and their in and out motion was so much better. So Ngannou's got to get better. He's got to learn more tricks, learn how to create more pressure, because Tyson Fury's punches weren't looking like they hurt him at all. It just looked like Tyson was coming in there like I used to do against really strong guys, come in there and jab him and cut him up a bit and then run away. Doesn't look like Tyson really had any power, any damage that he could dish out to Ngannou. So huge chance for Ngannou, if he actually learns how to close the distance, learns how to move his head, learns how to do hours and hours and hours and hours a week of head movement, which he obviously wasn't doing for this fight. And I understand, I've coached and trained and managed fighters. Fighters get up to a certain championship level. Coaches don't want to push them to do new things, but whether it was Mike Tyson or the old guy who was coaching Ngannou, who obviously didn't have to teach him head motion because he was just taking everyone's head off without any head motion. Well, now you got to teach your buddy some head motion, because next time, anything could happen. Tyson Fury could potentially stop him. You don't know, but definitely didn't knock him out. Ngannou's got brilliant defense. I don't even know how, but he seemed to not really get hit by this long range fighting, even though he was standing right there in the pocket. Again, big up to both men. Excellent, excellent, excellent match. And Tyson Fury with his skinny fat body and his muffin top just managed to outskill, out-experience, and outsmart Francis Ngannou. So there you go. Tyson Fury just looking amazing, and Ngannou looking really, really good too. We gotta work out a little bit, man. We can't just talk. We have to box a little bit, right? Get up. Come on, let's go. So fun, isn't it? That's it. Get up. Come on, get off the couch. Virtual sparring. Let's go.